Hey Will, have you seen all those posters around campus?
Yeah, I've got them up. You want to go with me? It's about the March on Washington.
Really? I remember the violence you encountered going on the bus to the south.
Yeah, I remember I was with the Freedom Riders.
Yes, I remember that you were very scared. You were the only white rider on the bus when they pulled in Birmingham.
Yep, my faith was never strong during that time, and I knew I was doing what I should be doing.
I bet you it's going to be very violent, just like the violence you saw in Birmingham. Weren't you beaten so badly in Montgomery you almost died? A white woman kicked you in the groin and you were left on the ground for minutes.
Yeah, there was nothing particularly heroic in what I did that day. And if you want to talk about heroism, consider the black man who probably saved my life that day. This man in coveralls, just off work, happened to walk by as my beating was going on and said, "Stop beating that kid. If you want to beat someone, beat me." And they did. He was still unconscious when I left the hospital. I don't know if he lived or died. Well, just because Birmingham was violent doesn't mean that this march will be. I promised my friend John Lewis, a friend I met at Frisk, who convinced me to join the Freedom Riders. Martin Luther King will be there to help lead the march as well. Marlon is renowned for his advocating and leading peaceful protests. He helped to fund the SCLC to support nonviolent activism across the South. King emerged as a leader during the year-long Montgomery bus boycott, which only had a few accounts of violence, but King kept advocating for peace.
It's the same thing, just bigger. Please, don't go and risk your life for some pointless cause. Birmingham didn't work, so why would it work here?
It is not pointless. Birmingham seemed pointless because we were talking locally. This march is in Washington, D.C., which is where the federal government is. Making changes in individual states takes too much time and energy, but this march will make real change on a national level because the federal government is there.
Even if this march could theoretically bring about national change, the possibility of violence is still more than likely.
Birmingham became violent because it was overseen by the state, not the federal government. In Washington, D.C., the federal government will be overseeing the march, which means there will be a lot more protection and safety than there was in Birmingham.
I still don't know if it'll be peaceful. What proof do you have the government will keep the peace and not be violent as well?
This march will be different because there is a mobilization of a large security force by the government and the strategic choices of the march's organizers to focus on peaceful demonstration and dialogue. And there will be about 6,000 soldiers there to keep the peace.
Still, even if it is peaceful, why do you think this one would make any difference?
Well, this will be the biggest march in American history, and I heard there'll be about 250,000 people there. This march in Washington will bring change on a national level, unlike any other we've seen before. This will be one of the most important events in American history for putting an end to racial discrimination, advocating for civil rights, and any discrimination in the workforce.
Well, maybe I should go. If what you're saying is true, this could be a very pivotal moment in American history.
Peter, what I'm saying is true. This will be one of the most pivotal moments in American history because this march targets the end of segregation and discrimination in the workforce at a national level and not at a state level.
Well, I can tell this is going to be a pivotal moment for America, a pivotal moment for a great cause, a cause to end segregation, discrimination, and promote civil rights for all. That is something that I want to be a part of. Will, count me in.
That's awesome, Peter. I'm glad you're coming and adding yet another member to this march. I'll see you there August 28th. Don't forget.
I won't.